So we got a couple things going on. We're broadcasting live into the Easy Webinar page right now. We're going live and we're starting this webinar, and you should be able to hear me and hopefully see me. And this is Casey Zeman. For all of those who are coming in now, welcome, welcome. I'm also live inside the private Facebook group. You should be able to hear me there. And if you would like to join us inside the live room that we're at, where we are essentially going to be doing a demo essentially of Fullscope.tv, then come on in. This is where to do it, because it's going to be much harder for you to watch the demo this way, where you're kind of watching the video. The better way to do it is to essentially come into the actual room itself. So click on that link. That'll bring you into the actual room itself. And if you are, of course, inside of the Facebook group, that link will bring you in. And if you're rolling into the room right now, hello, 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 welcome, welcome. This is Casey. I'm excited to have you here. And just to let you know, we're doing a demo today. What? High five. This is going to be very exciting. We're going to be talking about Fullscope. We're going to be doing a demo all about it. And this is your opportunity to ask questions. Any questions that you may have, I want to hear from you, okay? There should be, when you're coming into that page, a question box where you can simply, put your name and email may already be populated in there, depending on if you've already signed up. And if not, then you can put your name and email in there. So I see some people coming in already. That's great. Yeah. So, and if you're coming in, do test it out. Let me know. Put a comment in the box below and let me know if you can see me and you can hear me loud and clear. And also, if you are kind of excited about what I'm going to be sharing, I'm very happy that you've come here. I'm very aware of your time. So we're going to get into it very, very soon here. So I just want to welcome some of the people that are coming in. I see Deb, Matt, John, Amy. I'm seeing James, David, Walt is in, Nicole, Victor, and Rachel. Welcome, you guys. And I see more people are coming in right now. I see that you're also starting to put your questions in, which is awesome. I'm really happy that you are. I am totally interested in this. I actually have Fullscope, but haven't had a chance to use it. This is so timely for me, said Deb. Awesome, Deb. As you can see, I'm here. I'm live. We're seeing you in person. So awesome. I see that Matt said, Casey, thanks for having me here today. Of course, Matt, I'm glad that you're here. Let's see, we have Aaron Gleason saying, I can see and hear you perfectly. Awesome, Aaron. Jennifer is also saying, I see and hear you. Sergio is saying, hi, this is Sergio from Argentina and from South America. Right. Well, welcome, Sergio, and welcome everybody who has been coming into the room. You guys are going to see something pretty awesome. So I'm pretty excited that you're joining me. And this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be going in and essentially showing you a demo of Fullscope.tv. Now, I will be jumping to a slide presentation right now to kind of give you a better idea of what you can do with Fullscope.tv and how it benefits you, okay? If you are someone who is an author, expert, coach, consultant, someone who's trying to build, your business, but you maybe are also trying to sell your programs, whether those programs are things that you maybe have as like a digital course that you sell, or maybe you're someone who's selling a service, right? Maybe you're someone who has a mom and pop shop, or, for instance, that, maybe you're someone who has a photography studio and you're trying to gain a little more of a kind of a larger reach, a bigger span, a bigger reach. Well, this is going to apply to you. Now, for those who are watching inside of Facebook, if you are watching inside the group, feel free to share this out. And of course, come into the room, because the best way to watch this demo is by coming into the room, because I'm using Mevo to stream into Facebook right now. The problem with that is that I can't necessarily share my screen. So that's where this is going to come in handy, the ability for me to share my screen using, of course, this webinar that you guys are in. So awesome. Good video and audio. Thanks, Deb. Todd, audio is great. Picture is good. Awesome. How can I use Fullscope to create? Let's see what Matt said. create webinar or paid content from the Periscopes that I already do on a consistent basis? Well, Matt, I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to give you a little bit of insight. Mevo looks sharp. Oh, awesome, Iris. Thanks so much. So we are going to talk about that. We're going to actually go in and start discussing things that Fullscope can help you with. So Fullscope.tv, just so everybody's fully clear, is a platform that essentially allows you to see all the people who are coming to your broadcasts, right? And it's integrated into Periscope and Snapchat. So we're going to roll into that and start discussing it. And of course, kind of the opportunity and what Fullscope Premium, which I also call the influencer package, is all about. Now, we have some people that use it. Some people are probably coming in. I know Iris has it and a few other folks already have it because I rolled it in a while back. But we're doing it again before we do this major rollout of Fullscope.tv, where we completely changed around the pricing. We're going in a much different direction in terms of scalability and in terms of enterprise level. And my goal for you is to get you guys in, because if you're someone who's either been in the community already or someone who's just maybe getting into the community, the idea is that we want to nurture you and thank you for being a part of this by locking you in to something super special and to give you some training, because a lot of you guys are coming in and like Matt has said, how do I use Fullscope.tv to create webinar or paid content for Periscopes that I already have on a consistent basis? You know, part of this is you need the part training and part part the software. And with the thing that I have available to you by the end of this webinar or workshop is the ability to get access to both. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about. And I would love to find out what your business is. So please, in the comment box, please put what your business is, what you do, who you serve, and how you're using, let's say, live video now. If you are, in fact, using live video. If you're not using live video, tell me why you haven't used it yet. I would love to know maybe what's holding you back from using the application of live video. But, but also, if you are, what has been your experience and what do you hope to achieve from this? And also, what is your knowledge base of Fullscope? So first, I know that was a lot of things. First, tell me who you are and what you do, and put it in the comment box. That's really all I care about right now. Who you are and what you do. Okay. Hey Keith, how's it going? Awesome to see you. Awesome. Cal Worldwide. Nice. That's what you do. Cool. Okay. While you're doing that, I love that you are really live. Yes, I'm really live. Natural lifestyle designer using mostly Facebook Live is what Deb has said. That's awesome, Deb, or Debs. While you guys are still coming up and posting that information, what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably start to share my screen. So I'm going to move over and start to share my screen so you guys can kind of see what I'm looking at, because I wanted to kind of go in and go into a presentation. Now, when I do go into a presentation, actually, here's what I'll do. I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to export this to a PDF and save it, and then we'll be able to use it. FS bundle. Okay. And I'm going to save this to my desktop, download, and I see some other things coming in. I'm a sales and marketing and business development consultant. I do live video to offer complimentary training and build resumes on social media. I use Fullscope for strictly analytics right now, but I know there's more that I can leverage. Awesome. That's great, Matt. We will definitely talk about what's new out there and what you can do. So just so you know. Okay. All right, so I have that. Let me go in now and grab that. Let me find a window, desktop. Here we go. We're going to start this up right now. Okay, here we go. All right, now I'm going to share my screen, and you guys are then going to come in and you're going to see essentially a PowerPoint presentation, but feel free to still ask questions. I relish your questions. And I relish also knowing more about what your business is. This really does help me. And this is an opportunity to ask me any questions that you may have about Fullscope, about online broadcasts, about what we do and how we're growing, and the things that you're going to be able to get access to if you do come into the premium level. So I'm going to share this right now to start. Okay. And just realize that we are going to go in. I'm going to share with you some cool things that you can do. I'm probably going to start a Periscope broadcast while even in this training, so you can see how quickly I can list build. Okay, because it's going to be pretty powerful and cool because of that. Okay, let me dive in. So, what is Fullscope? Fullscope essentially is there to help you to know your people. Okay. Knowledge is power, and knowing the people that are coming in and consuming your content, whatever content you're creating, is the key to content marketing. Because if you don't know how you're actually marketing to those people, and if the content is resonating, how do you actually know that you're making the impact that you want to make? Right? So what this tool essentially does, it allows you to know your people, know what your influence is, and how you're connecting with people by using essentially the tools that we integrate with as of now, which is Periscope.tv and Snapchat. Now, many of you don't use the Snapchat integration, and there's reason. The reason is because it's not available to you yet. Snapchat integration is something that we've recently rolled in, and we're making it available to all those who are coming into the premium level. Now, we are just finishing the design elements to it, and we're going to be rolling it in pretty soon, but I will be sharing with you a sneak peek of what it looks like today. Now, please, I'll say this again. This is not the final design for this sucker, okay? For the Snapchat, the integration with Snapchat, but you'll see how powerful it is, because with Snapchat, the problem is you never know who are watching your stories or snaps, right? Now, and this is, I mean, if you're someone who's not using Snapchat, we'll come on to why Snapchat is extremely powerful in a second here. But for those of you who are using Snapchat, you probably know that it's relatively powerful. It's one of the fastest, probably the fastest growing social media platform online right now. And the power of it is that brands are taking notice. So if you're someone who is trying to leverage it to start to sort of build a following, while at the same time connect with brands and other influencers, it's simply brilliant. And the thing that is kind of the sticking point to it is that you never know how many people are watching all of your snaps, or cumulatively how many people are watching your stories, and how many followers and friends you have. You never know that data, but we have created an ability for you to now know that data. But not just that, to know the people that are coming back for more, consistently consuming more and more of your broadcast. Now, if you're watching this from Facebook, please do me a favor. Share this out. Tell people about this particular video, and then tell them to come into that link that's in the Facebook post, okay? Because if they come into that link, they'll finally be able to actually see Fullscope in a demo form. I can't do the demo form from Mevo, which is what I'm streaming into Facebook Live right now. So feel free to share this out with your friends and followers and fans if you're watching from Facebook. But let's begin. Let's talk about this. What is Fullscope.tv? Well, essentially, Fullscope.tv is a browser-based analytic and marketing software that provides you the most detailed insights from your Periscope broadcasts and Snapchat stories, but so much more, okay? The other thing that we do is we house your data, or house your content, rather. Now, when I say content, I mean your video content. And why that's important is we've added a whole new level to Fullscope.tv that goes way beyond just as an analytic platform. We are essentially a curation tool. So now you have the ability to take the broadcast that you run, or the Snapchats that you do, and combine them into an aggregated, onto one page where you maybe have them all shared. So it's almost like a video portal, very similar to YouTube, how you can watch all the videos on one page. And soon we're going to be creating the ability to have opt-ins or payment gateways so that people would have to pay to come into those curated pages, okay? But at the moment, right now, those pages are available to you, and this feature is called our collab feature, okay? But that's the power of Fullscope, that it goes beyond just an analytic platform. It houses it saves your videos, saves your video from Periscope, saves your video from Snapchat, and then you have the ability to now use those videos inside the platform to create essentially live pages that you can send out to your friends, your followers, right? And say, hey, by the way, if you missed any of this or want to see all of my videos, here they are. You can also see the impact that all of those videos had, such as how many viewers, how many screenshots, how many likes, and things like that. That is some of the power behind it. So it's pretty powerful. It goes way beyond just that information, just as an analytic platform. And Sarah Arlen said it best. I was at the Summit Live event this last year, early in the beginning of the year, and I was like, what really defines Fullscope for you? And I was asking a few people, and Sarah kind of said, oh, well, you know your people. You get to finally know the people that, are consuming your content, that love you the most, and who are coming back for more. And that's really, truly, if you think about it, the power of Fullscope is that it just opens your eyes to who are your people, who are the ones that are engaged with you the most, who loves you the most. And that's important, because by knowing those people, you can then cater your message to them in a much better fashion, right? You can know finally, okay, this is the person that really resonates with me. I see that, they're the ones that are coming back for more, and I can, I can reward them. I can thank them. Chances are, get them on a phone call, and those people might be the ones that want to possibly get something else from me. Possibly get a coaching or buy my programs and products. So just realize that your most engaged people chances are the ones who resonate with you the most, and that's really what Fullscope does. So why did we create Fullscope? Why have we been here? Why are we still here? And why are we passionate about continuing to support this product? There are many products that have kind of fallen out of to the wayside in the live stream world, and we're really not one of them. And the reason is because I personally love live video. We are content creators like you, and we love these platforms, but we wanted a way to know more about what was coming and who was coming to our broadcasts and watching our stories. But not only that, we wanted to know how much they were watching, what they liked to watch versus what they didn't, and then being able to reach out to our audience directly. We wanted the ability to finally reach out to our audience directly, communicate with them, and know who they are. And all of those things were not necessarily available at all until we, of course, built them out. You see, live video is a perfect audience builder. I probably don't need to sell you into that concept, that understanding. You probably already know it. You probably already know that video bridges the gap of impersonality found on the web, and live video is this next evolution from video itself, which has a deeper connection where people can communicate, ask questions, and you just have a much deeper connection with them. And live video has stemmed from so many different things. Like historically, it's kind of been, you went from videos, then you went to webinars, and that's kind of what you're in right now, is kind of a webinar. But technically, it's also live video. So that's why live video for selling your programs, but also live video for connecting and engaging and finding new audience members is so powerful and so crucial. Okay. Let me see here. So I'm just going to go back through. I see you guys are talking. I see Todd is a fire photographer and scoper, a fairly large audience, learning about Fullscope and how I can use it. Awesome, cool. Sergio from Argentina. I'm a mobile phone accessories business. Never used live video before. I sell on wholesale market, but I am creating a platform website to start selling finally to consumers. And I'm looking for the best tool to promote this new website. Well, here's what we're going to talk about. There are certain things that you can do to build your email list, right? Certain things that are powerful ways to build your email list. Some of my favorite ways are using Facebook ads, right? However, the problem with Facebook ads is there is a high barrier of entry, because not only do you have to come in with a certain amount of investment, but you also have to learn how to do it. And those two elements alone can be kind of difficult. You still have to give yourself a period of time to where you have to learn how to do that. You don't just jump into Facebook ads. You have to do probably a month or 2 months of actual testing and diligent research to really finally understand how to finally build your email list with it. So it's not something that happens right away, right? Similarly to joint venture partnerships, right? Like where I work with somebody else, okay? That is one of my other favorite ways to kind of build my email list or build my community. But the problem with that also is that, you need time to build those relationships up with the people out there who might be able to promote you, right? Because it's a much different thing from you finding an audience, engaging and connecting with that audience, and then having them sign up to your email list. It's a much different experience from that to finally tapping into somebody who will now share your message out. They have to really believe that you are an authority and you have a really distinct and clear message and it resonates with their community. And that doesn't take, one overnight connection. It takes a kind of a nurture, a relationship period that you need to build up. But there is one thing that works kind of like speed dating, okay? And that thing is live video. And has always worked for me in terms of webinars, but now it works on a whole new level, especially with platforms like Periscope, TV, Facebook Live, Snapchat, things like that. Now, I find that Periscope.tv is hugely powerful because here's the thing. You can create an instant connection to your audience, with Periscope. You not only build that connection, but it's a discoverability tool. So you can find brand new people who normally probably wouldn't be able to find you in the first place. Now, because of that, I'm going to show you a list building kind of phenomenon, a list building thing that you can do where you can go out today and actually start to build your email list. This is not something that's going to take 2 months to do. This is literally something that all you have to do is start today doing this thing, and you'll be able to finally build your email list, okay? Now, for those who don't know, an email list is something you need desperately for your business. Subscribers are one thing. They are not your email list. You want to move subscribers from platforms like social media into your email list, and that's what you want to do, okay? So if you're not someone who's building your email list, you're going to want to start. You're going to want to use platforms like GetResponse, MailChimp, Infusionsoft, Constant Contact, Aweber, whatever you may be, maybe you already use something, but if you don't, you're going to need to use those. Now, the list building secret that I'm going to share with you is super dead simple. And literally all it takes is to challenge you to click broadcast. Literally, that's all it takes, because I have an integration now where you can do this click broadcast with Periscope and get instant leads. I know that sounds hypey right now, but I'm going to show you how it's not and how people are doing it right now and how you can do it too, okay? So let's continue on here. Let's continue on with the presentation, because we know how building a profitable business that can rise above the noise and your competition really can be a scary thing, especially when there's 1.4 billion web pages in the world today, which is about 1/5 of the world population. So being able to rise above the noise and get your message seen and heard and list build can seem like a very daunting task. But that's why I love Periscope and Snapchat. These two tools pretty much excite me more than any other things out there. Now, I really do also like, by the way, Instagram too, and Facebook Live. But I'm going to tell you that for discoverability, these two new tools are perfect. Okay, they're brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. In fact, with Periscope, for me personally, I was able to add an additional, I think about 9,500 people to my email list in the last 8 months. Actually, sorry, I did that wrong. It was 15,000 people in the last 9 months, and then within the last 6 months, it was 9,500. That's right. Okay, so I was able to do this simply by doing broadcasting out to my audience, right? And that's the goal. But I'm going to share with you how I did it and how you can do it too. Okay, what you can do with it. So I saw, as I said, an increase in leads in my business and sales, but I couldn't figure out how and who they were coming from in the Periscope or in Periscope or Snapchat. That's why Fullscope is like a bridge for these platforms. You see, they create a data and connection that is often missing, right? It bridges the gap for Periscope.tv and Snapchat influencers to finally know their people. So what exactly does Fullscope do? Well, here's what it does. It allows you to track and see those who are coming to your broadcasts, watching your stories, and the actions that they perform, okay? For instance, Periscope, with Periscope, you can see who shows up, how much they watch, if they send a hearts, if they take screenshots, the comments they make, and more, okay? This is all inside of the Fullscope.tv dashboard, which we're gonna go into in a minute. And you can also see the forest through the trees data. So you can kind of see the overview data, and you can see the individual broadcast data, right? The individual live Periscope videos that you do, you can see those, and you can see the bigger picture, right? And the nice thing about the bigger picture, it helps you to know that your content is hitting home. So when I'm looking at Fullscope, I look at the videos that are kind of having the biggest impact, right? The ones that are kind of having that hit the highest mark. And by doing that, by looking at that content, I can very easily know what's resonating with my audience and what's not. You can also see with Fullscope the people that love you the most, right? These are the people that are consistently coming back again and again to your broadcasts. And you can get really drilled down here. You can see the people that are the most engaged viewers, the top frequent viewers, the viewers by hearts, viewers by comments, the viewers who made the most, who sent the most, who actually shared the most, who took the most screenshots. So you can see the people that are really ultimately the more engaged than others, okay? And this is really powerful because you can do it over a date range. So you could say, well, within the last month, Amber was my most engaged person, where the month previous, Lisa was the most engaged person, right? So you can kind of gauge and see, okay, who has been consuming more or less of your content, right? But how can Fullscope go even deeper in helping you grow your business? Well, here are some things you can actually do with Fullscope right now. It's really powerful. You can run contests based around engagement, hearts, and more to grow your community. This is something you didn't have the ability to use with just simply the broadcasting tool alone. Now, with knowing the most engaged people, you can run contests and incentivize your audience to help you grow your platform with you. Here's another thing. You can build your email list through call to action in the broadcast and direct follow-up tweeting, and rather directly follow up with them with a tweet to send them out, say, links to join your free gift or join you into your email service, right? So you can do that. Either you can create a call to action during the broadcast itself, and then after the broadcast is over, you can go into Fullscope and actually tweet directly out to the people that came to your broadcast, maybe a link to come into your free gift. Very cool. You can also attract brands by showing them your reach and influence through the data. We have companies that are doing this right now. We have big brands like Monterey Bay Aquarium or Experian that are actually using our tool to do this very thing. You can also create stories around the data and do large events and campaigns that create a bigger impact. And that's essentially what our collab feature is all about. And we've done this before with other platforms and other influencers. We did a scope day, which had a pretty large reach of like 250,000 views for that day on some of the people that participated. And then we did something like global meditation scope and things like that, where we created these campaigns for people to essentially, aggregate all the data together so that brands could be attracted by it, right? Another thing you could do with Fullscope is you can call out and thank your most engaged people. I'm just going to take a sip here. Again, this is where the tweeting comes into play. Now, this is a screenshots of some people that have actually used this to engage with their following. As you can see, Sweet Danny took a screenshot of what was inside of Fullscope and sent it out to her people saying, you know, her top 3 people saying, Gilding Grants, Cliff Skirman, and Gibo Football, you guys rock. You were my most engaged people, right? So she kind of highlighted them. And Sarika did the same exact thing. She would highlight the people that were her most engaged folks. And what this does is it builds that personality, that inner relationship with them. They want to do more. They come in and they connect with you on a much deeper level, right? People, this is one of the most powerful ways to actually build up your community, by sharing this type of content. The other things that Fullscope allows you to do is know what time of day you're broadcasting, and what time of day is making the most impact. So you can look back at your data and say, okay, well, I ran this video at, I ran this broadcast at 9 a.m. versus running a broadcast at noon. I can see, oh, which broadcast, is having maybe the most influence, right? You can even take the same title of a broadcast, same title and same concept of one broadcast, and test it out several times, maybe over 2 or 3 months, to see if there's a different time during the day that really resonates with your audience. You, can also know the most ideal length of time for your broadcast based on your overall engagement and the drop-off. Something you should know, everybody asks me, what's the length of time I should do? What's the length of time should I do for, say, a Periscope broadcast or any broadcast? And I always say this, that it really is based on when you start losing engagement. When do people start going away from your video? If they're still coming in or new people are coming in, keep going. So there really isn't like a standard length of time. However, this is micro content. This is what Snapchat, this is what Periscope is all about. It's micro commitment content that will bring them into something larger. And that something larger is your free gift, is your mini course, is your streaming webinar, whatever it might be. That's where you're trying to get people to, okay? These platforms are ideal for building your audience and then moving that audience into your own ecosystem. And that's ultimately what you're trying to accomplish here with these platforms. And that's why we've created this deep, deep, deep integration and ability to do just this at some of the highest conversions that I've ever possibly seen. So I'm super excited to finally share that. We're going to share that in a second. You can also retarget your audience using Twitter ads to grow your subscriber list with Fullscope.tv. And this is something that no one else has, and it's something that will, in my opinion, re-energize Twitter ads themselves. Because here's the thing, not a lot of people use Twitter ads because they can't seem to figure out how to tap into Twitter ads to actually leverage them. You see, but the people coming to your Periscope broadcasts, they are also linked in with Twitter, but at the same time, they're your most engaged people. So if you retarget them with, say, a Twitter ad, very similar to a Facebook ad, saying, hey, thanks for coming on my broadcast. By the way, I wanted to invite you into my mini course all about webinars, which are going to kind of help you to kind of build your business using the power of webinars. Click here. By doing so, now you're leveraging the fact that these people are an already existing audience that you've built up, and now you're connecting with them on a deeper level by having them come through a Twitter card. So there is no other thing out there like this. With Fullscope, you can take all the Twitter IDs from all the broadcasts that you've ever done, put them into a CSV file, and create a custom audience in Twitter to then run an ad to those people. And there's nothing else like that out there. So what are some even greater premium features and benefits that we have? Well, this is where it gets pretty ninja, and some things that we're working on currently. So right now, things that we're working on right now that are almost out. We have a brand new dashboard coming out very soon that has the ability to have hashtag and keyword search so that you can find other content creators who are using Fullscope and possibly build relationships with them and work with them, possibly to do different events, or connect with them and they become your joint venture partners and things like that. You also will have the ability to see trending influencers, broadcast stories, and collab content. And here's the thing, you might be highlighted in that. So inside of Fullscope, all the people that use Fullscope, we are going to highlight the people that are kind of having the biggest influence, or the biggest impact rather, on the community. And we're going to highlight you. But we're also going to highlight, maybe new collabs that are out, or new broadcasts. So chances are you'll be able to get highlighted inside the platform. You can also integrate Fullscope with your favorite email providers to build your email list directly from the system. Now, this is the whole power of it. This is the kit and caboodle power of it, that we have an email integration and API so that you can build your email list instantaneously. And I'm going to share with you how in a very quick second here. Plus, you can, as I said, curate your content using collabs and store that content in behind membership gates where you can require opt-ins and payments to access. Now, that's coming down that's kind of in the queue to be released. Right now, you can do collabs, curate your content, or people that actually make their videos public, to where you don't have to just curate your content, but anyone else who decided to make their video public inside of Fullscope, right? Which is powerful, because then you can highlight other people. You can use hashtags to search them. It's really a really nice kind of way to interconnect with your audience. Now, as I said, my favorite way of using Fullscope right now is the aspect of building my email list. Now, the Twitter ads is hugely powerful, and that onto itself is worth the weight in gold. But what we've additionally done with Fullscope.tv is we've added the ability for people, when they're running a Periscope broadcast, to have their viewers put the viewer's email into the comment box, which then automatically can be added to your own autoresponder or email provider, okay? So just imagine you're running a broadcast, you're talking about, something of value, you're talking about, 5 social media tips that I wish I knew 5 years ago, right? And you're telling that to your audience, and you say, hey, listen, if you liked and enjoyed this content, let me know. Did you enjoy this? And most of them will say yes. You say, great. Well, guess what? I have an actual cheat sheet that will help you navigate the next, the next 5 things you can do in social media. All you have to do to get access to that PDF is simply put your email in this comment box, and you will automatically be added to that campaign where I'll send that free gift out to you. Okay. Now, that is one way to do it. You can also, of course, just simply say, hey, if that was exciting to you, go to this URL. But by asking for their email directly from the actual live broadcast directly, you are increasing your conversions like tenfold. And this is literally all you have to do in order to build leads. All you have to do is do one thing. You have to ask for it. And then people will put their email in. Even if you have 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 people on your broadcast, you can still get people to come in. In fact, here are a couple folks that I'm highlighting right now. Jermaine Massey, he had 32% of the people that attended his Periscope broadcast actually put their email into the chat and sign up for his free gift, right? Likewise, Jorge Gonzalez did the same thing. He said, I did a scope yesterday with a call to action. It was an ebook download. At the end of the broadcast, when 20 people were live and 10 people left their email. That's 50% conversion rate. And he only had 20 people actually on the broadcast. So you don't have to have massive numbers of people on your broadcast to actually build your email list. And this is something that's pretty powerful. You need to start recognizing every person that comes onto your email list, right? It's not about you needing to get 300, 400, 500 people coming to your broadcasts. You don't need that in order to leverage this ability, this fast and most comprehensive that I've seen list building opportunity that there is. All you have to do is let them know, give them a good piece of content, a small bite-sized piece of content. And if 10 or 20 people are there, fine. And after that, that's when you say, hey, if this was exciting to you, I have a whole video series or a PDF that I can get you access to. All you have to do is put your email here and you'll get on my newsletter, which will then also get you into getting the free gift. That's all you have to do. And that's as easy as it gets. Now, as I said, there's a lot of learning curves. There's a lot of, there's a lot of barriers of entry for the other things that I mentioned. Facebook ads, again, you're going to have to give yourself months of preparation to understand how to do Facebook ads right? Or invest a lot, obviously, in a program or course. With this, you'd have the tool. All you have to do is do a broadcast, share a little bit of content, and then go from there. And the nice thing about what I have today as an offer is the ability to get Fullscope.tv, but more so, I'm teaching you how to be a better broadcaster, how to actually connect and engage with your audience so that you can then now feel comfortable building your list. It only takes literally one or two of the videos that we have inside Online Broadcast to figure out what to say to kind of build that connection with your audience. Really, that's it. A lot of the videos inside my training program are all about, how to understand your customer avatar, who they are, how to connect with them, their pain points, their hopes, their fears, everything. But ultimately, if you already know kind of what your business is, then you're really going to be tapping into essentially sharing quality, small bite-sized chunks of content that will then get them on to, say, a free gift, like a PDF or a video series, or maybe a webinar. So let me read, and let me continue reading. So he said, we had a 50% conversion rate. I passed the emails from Fullscope to one of my MailChimp lists, and everything worked fine. It's a shame, though, he said, that I didn't do this in my previous scope where I had nearly 800 people live. 70 people at the peak moment, and I was trending. I was a trending user on Periscope for 24 hours. Anyway, so that's Jorge, and of course Jorge wanted to promote the product because it worked for him. He actually came in and purchased the product, and then he was like, Casey, I'd like to promote it because it's awesome, and he wanted to promote it in Spain, where he actually does a lot of the teaching of live stream stuff. Right? So it has a certain level of power, whether it's 32%, whether it's 52% conversion, it will get you leads. That's the name of that's the idea behind this. Jermaine, I think once said, it's like all you have to do is click the broadcast. It's like fishing for leads. It's very simple at that point. You just turn on the broadcast and, you share quality content for a little bit. And then you say, hey, was this beneficial to you? Well, I have something more to share. And ultimately, that's it. You don't have to master Facebook ads to use this. So who uses Fullscope to date? Like, who are some people that are using it? Well, we have a lot of people that probably you wouldn't think about. Like, we have a lot of influencers, but when we have a lot of, people that are using it to kind of build their solopreneur businesses. But we also are used by some big brands and corporations, such as the United States Coast Guard, the Four Seasons Hotel, the City of Melbourne, Monterey Bay Aquarium, Experian, Oracle, and some people that are pretty famous use our platforms too. And now these are just a couple of them. But here's Brian Boitano. He's a gold medalist figure skater. Here's Danica McKellar, who, if you remember, was played the character Whitney in Wonder Years. We have some good people that use the platform because they connect and engage with their audience with Periscope and also Snapchat. So it's pretty cool. And here are some other folks that sent out some love to us via Twitter. Kim Garst of Social Boom, she said, love what Casey Zeman has built. Fullscope rocks. Here's Ryan Bell and Brian Fanzo. They're the founders of Summit Live and Backlamp Media. Brian said, playing around more and more with Casey Zeman's Fullscope.tv analytics for Periscope, seeing some trends. Ryan Bell was making a note for Anchor Official and SanDisk and T-Mobile, saying, we use Casey Zeman's Fullscope for the tracking. These are people that use our platform. Obviously, Ryan is wearing our sweatshirt right here in this particular picture, and this picture as well. So, people are using the platform. Here's Al Roker and Roker Labs, who made a comment saying, we continue to be impressed with the data platform for Periscope that Casey Zeman has built. If you haven't tried it yet, Fullscope.tv is the place to go. So, we have some wonderful people using it. Here's Shalene Johnson saying, watch this, huge. Yes, demo the first analytic tool for Periscope. Someone was asking, Shalene, what does she use? She said Fullscope.tv. As I said, here's Jermaine. And this was actually the thing that he mentioned earlier. And I just confirmed, we got our first customer from asking someone to type in their email address. Woohoo! Okay, that's awesome. I love when I see stuff like this. They just send me, people just send me, this is great because I have it in my Facebook group. All I do is take a screenshot and share it with you, some real-time stats. He said it's like going shopping for leads, and the price is just creating content, which I had to do already. And this is such a true point. We all have to create content in our business to be able to connect with them and engage with them, right? So what he's saying is, hey, listen, I already had to create content. Why don't I actually do something and kind of monetize the content by actually asking for the lead at the end of after I give the content? He started doing this, and obviously he's seeing results where people are actually signing up, and then he's getting a sale. So he's tracking the people that are coming in from his content into a sales position. And this is exactly what you can do. This is someone just like you has this ability. All you have to do is turn on that broadcast button, filter people in. And this is what it takes. And here's the thing. Some people use it who are building their email list so that they can sell their like online courses. But most people are using this type of system and tool to connect with their audience, and then doing, say, one-on-one coaching and consulting or service side of things, right? And I'm going to share with you a couple other people. One person who learned from what I taught and was able to build an email list of 2,000 people in a short period of time. And then she did coaching with them from there. So most of the time, the leads that you're getting are people that you can follow up with and get them as potential coaching clients, right? That's what every lead is possibly for you, right? Someone that you can engage and connect with, and that person can then turn into a customer or client. Here's Mike Delgado saying, when I found out we can analyze Periscope data, I was like, high five and a million angels. Bryn is saying, hi, Casey, thanks for the scope. It's really changing the game for broadcasters. Seriously, Casey Zeman, you are amazing for creating Fullscope.tv. That's fantastic, Casey. A big thank you and your team for your research enabling us with these analytics. So that's just some of the things that we've heard from the people that use Fullscope. And to me, Fullscope is a collaborative tool. And to me personally, we are greater together and can help you run influencer collabs based, sorry, let me read this again. Sorry about that. So to me, we are greater together. So with Fullscope, as I said, with our collabs, we can help you run influencer-based events, okay? Now, what that simply means is you can run campaigns and curate content around social good using our collab feature. And this means that many broadcasters can come in at once to put themselves all on one page. So here's an example of a collab in its kind of as it works. I created this, is called We Are Human Day, nonprofit raising money for orphans. With a collab, you can have links that people can click in, from the actual description, and then it curates videos based on keywords that you pull in, okay? And it can also pull in different broadcasters, and you can select, maybe you want to you create a relationship with 5 other broadcasters, and all of you want to aggregate all of your video data into one page, where then you can send it off to the people that love you the most, right? They can say, okay, I want to see how much influence I had, and after the influence, I want to send this off to the people so they can watch it again. Now, why is this powerful? This is powerful for 2 reasons. One, if you're someone who's trying to attract a brand to get, say, possibly a sponsorship, they need to see your reach and how you perform. So what you can do is, say, curate and bring in all the broadcasters who are doing, say, your event, and then, run this for free, run it, send it off and show it, hey, by the way, here is what this is the possible reach that our collab or our campaign can do. If you're interested in this, we would love for you to be a sponsor. This is how much it costs to be a sponsor, you know, and then you can sponsor them on the page itself. But the idea is that you show them the reach, the viewer reach, the influence that all of you have together. And with our collab feature, now you have that ability, okay? And stories, and I love this quote by Brené Brown, stories are just data with soul. And to know how your story is impacting others makes you an even better storyteller. And that's our mission for you. We want you to be a better storyteller. And by knowing how your story is connecting to your audience, that's how you become a better storyteller. Okay? Again, we want you to know your people to make you a better storyteller. So we wanted to thank those who have been supporting us. And that's what we have available for you. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you, I'm going to actually go in and show you a demo of how Fullscope works when it comes to the list building aspects. Then I'm going to come back to this page here where you can then, I'm going to finish out, okay? So let me come back in. Let me bring myself back in. Here I am. And now let me go and share my screen. Hold on one second. Okay. I'm just going into my Fullscope account so you can see what it looks like. Okay, now I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, here we are in Fullscope. I'm just going to sign in with Twitter. Okay, now let me know. Hopefully you can see this. Here's an example of what I put together, kind of my live day live video challenge, right? So I cumulatively brought in all of the broadcasts that I did for the live day, the 5-day live video challenge, and brought them into one page, right? But let's go in, and I want to show you essentially what you can do. Now it's trying to find any broadcast that I have. I want to show you how easy it is to list build, okay? So for instance, this is what it looks like. This is Fullscope. This is the dashboard. These are your most engaged viewers. We already showed you this, the top frequent viewers, viewers by hearts, comments, et cetera, right? This is the overview. You can then go into the broadcasts, see the full list of broadcasts that you've run, you know, and you can kind of see the overall data, right? And then you can not only that, what's cool is that you can actually decide, okay, well, I want to know what my most engaged broadcast was based on comments. What had the highest comments of all my broadcasts, right? So you can go through and find out, you know, where you've had the most broadcasts, essentially, right? And this is what it is. This is where I've had my most comments on, right? Which is cool because then it can tell you what your most popular broadcasts are. So I know that this is one of my most popular broadcasts. It said, I made more than $1 million this year, so why do I drive a Prius? I tested this out more than once, and after testing it out more than once, I realized that it is in fact my most engaged, one of my most you know, home hitting broadcasts. So oftentimes I recycle this one because of the connection it had. This was another one, Fullscope.tv collabs and what's coming, buying hearts and why that's not good, which platform should I focus on, Fullscope.tv update, things like that. So here's this one, day 5, how to use Fullscope to land more clients, leads, and sales. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my dashboard. I'm going to go into this day. So this was day 3 of our list building challenge. And this was all about rapid follower growth on Periscope, Snapchat to get more followers, right? Now, while I was in this broadcast, this is how powerful Fullscope is. First off, it will tell you everybody who came to your broadcasts, okay? The comments that they make, okay? I can see who made the most comments. Let's see. Angela made the most comments. They're all time-stamped, as you can see here, right? I can see if she shares and where she shares, how many hearts she sends, if she took screenshots. Lawrence took a screenshot. how much of the event they watch. So if they watch 58% or 80%, I can see all of that. And I can also see the engagement rank. So what we do, which is very different than anything else out there, is we rank based on what we define engagement as, which combines a couple things. We define engagement as people that that take screenshots, that share to other social platforms, because that means more people are coming in. They make comments, and the length of time that they're there. So as you see, Lawrence here, he's my most engaged person. He had 47 comments, 2 shares, and 17 screenshots, and he was there 80% of the time, right? As you can see. Yeah, does that make sense? Now, Jeffrey came in second, but Jeffrey, he watched a little more of the time, right? He took 3 more screenshots, but he didn't send as many hearts, and he didn't have as many comments. And because of those few things, that's why he came in second, right? So we've created an algorithm, a specific algorithm to track engagement. And this is extremely powerful for so many different levels. This is so powerful for if you're a brand, if you are doing a collab, if you are a person that's, a solopreneur and wanting to know, who is engaged the most. These are powerful metrics that you need to take with you. So anyway, those are some things you could do. But let me share with you the easiest and most popular thing that you can do, or the thing that I suggest doing. And this is what you get with Fullscope Premium. Well, first off, I think that I made this, let me scroll up. All right. So at this point in the video, I start to tell people, hey, if you want to learn more, you can start, you can put your email in the chat. Let me just check here. Okay, yeah, so there we go. So I didn't really push this hard. This wasn't a big sale for me. I wasn't really trying. I was like, hey, I just want, if you want to test this out, you can put their email in. So what people did is I asked them to put their email in the chat, and they did. And I go back into Fullscope afterwards, and I look to see how many emails were sent via the comment box, right? I found 3 emails, and I can now add that into whichever autoresponder I have. So now I can add those people into, my, let's say my Easy Webinar video series right here. And I click import, and those people will then move into that video series, okay? And you could do this all day long. You can do this every single day for all of your broadcasts. Let's see if I have another one. Here's day 1. Let's see if I created a call to action for them to put their email in. Yeah, here's 6 emails found. So just imagine, these are from individual broadcasts. What if you did, 5-minute broadcasts every day, 3 times a day? That's 15 minutes. Even if you spend an hour, let's say you spend a total of 1 hour doing 3 or 4 broadcasts, right? Maybe 20 minutes in the beginning of the day, early morning, 20 minutes in the afternoon, 20 minutes at night, right? 3 different broadcasts. If you have a call to action for each one, and you get, 10 people coming into your broadcast or 20 people coming into your broadcast, chances are, if you're creating a call to action that's really clear, you could get 50% conversion. So that means 30 people, 30 leads a day coming in from this platform, which allows you, first off, to create content, which you need to create anyway. Just like Jermaine said, you hear what I'm saying? You had to create the content anyway. People are using platforms like this right now to create cool content and connect and engage with their audience anyway. Why don't you build your list at the same time? Why don't you create a couple additional things to say where you're saying, great, if you love this, you can go to this page and I have a free PDF. Now, for those who aren't building your email list, I want to say something to you. This is not spam when you have people sign up to your programs. In fact, you do them a disservice when you don't give them something to do, an action, right? This is the opposite of spam. This is getting them to take a deeper commitment to you, which in turn helps them. So you're only doing them a disservice because you may have sort of a limited belief system or limited mindset on what this exactly means. You want to build, you want to essentially help them get results. So it's about getting them results, but at the same time, it's about also you building your email list and connecting and engaging and building a business that works and for you and them. Because if you're not solvent, you can't help them. True? True. Okay. You want to get to that solvent place. You want to be able to make money in your business, and you want to, that value. When you get to that point, that's when you can help everybody. So anyway, this is the biggest powerhouse of this platform right now. You can incorporate the email integration. Now you can also export every single video file where you can download the video, but you can also export a CSV file that then tells you the people and their Twitter IDs. So you can find these Twitter IDs right here, which if you take a few different broadcasts and put all the Twitter IDs together, you can then do a retargeting ad that essentially can have high conversions. High conversion. Brian Fanzo tested this out. He had 80% conversion when he started to retarget his Periscope audience. So it's pretty powerful stuff, right? Now, that is what, in a nutshell, this is the power behind the premium features of Fullscope that you don't get. If you're a Fullscope user right now, you don't have access to this. These are not things that you have the ability to do, okay? The other things that you don't have the ability to do with Fullscope right now is our brand new Snapchat integration, okay? Our brand new Snapchat integration. So what I'm going to show you right now is I'm going to show you kind of our test server. This is not necessarily something this is not out yet, but I want to show you what you can do, and this test server kind of can show you the Periscope, or rather the Snapchat analytics, and why it's powerful for you. So we're going to dive in. It's going to open this up pretty soon here. The server's a little slow. The server's a little slow, but we're coming in now. And these are other things that we're going to have. Trending broadcasts, recent collabs. So we'll be able to see other people and their collabs. Now, you can't see anything here because this is on a test server. So nothing, that's not there yet. But I do have this integrated with my Snapchat right now, okay? And I know this looks a little clunky at the moment, but the thing that this tells me is it tells me how many people are following me every single day. So here I didn't do any broadcasting on this day. Here I did broadcasters. So you can see your follower growth every single day using Fullscope.tv and the Snapchat analytics, because you don't normally know this stuff. This stuff is not something you have at your fingertips. You don't have this ability, but now you do. As I said, with this tool, you can also see your most engaged viewers, the people that watch most of your snaps and most of your stories. So you can see that this person watched 72 of my stories or Snapchats. This person watched 26, 17, 74. So you can see where they're coming in, right? And how much they're watching. Here's most frequent viewers right here, viewers by screenshots, okay? Right, as you can see. So that can tell you kind of the overview, and then you have obviously the ability to do the insights from a certain date to a certain date. You can also then see all of your follower data, okay? Added, say, per day. Let's see. Let's actually go back, select. There we go. So you can see your follower added data if you wanted to see it specifically. You could see your friends data as well. Let me see if this goes anywhere. Yeah, so this is actually going to show you the list of people who are your followers and friends, right? And again, this is not done yet in terms of how it's laid out, but you might guys see yourselves, like here's Subies, everyone been following me, and Wade Bird and Amber, Todd, Chris Record. So you can see people who are following you. But the cool thing about this is that actually I can go in and I can download my follower data too. So actually, if I go back into my friends, I can export this. And by exporting it, I can see the full list of my friends and followers. And this is something you don't get anywhere. You don't have this ability to see who those people are anywhere. So here's that list right there. And you can see here the friends and followers that I have right now on Snapchat. So, you know, for some people, this list will be huge. I mean, huge. For me, it's not. I don't use it as much as I just started ramping it up. So I'm going to be using more and more of it. But that's always nice that you can actually see how it's growing, your growth strategy, right? What's actually happening. And by knowing how you're growing, you can know which broadcasts are kind of hitting home. So here are the broadcasts that it's finding right now. You know, and if you go in, these are stories. These are directly stories. But inside a story is a snap essentially, right? So here are here's a story that has 2 snaps, okay? And a snap is a 15-second like hold, right? And the cool thing is you can see, okay, I had 2 snaps in this story, 72 people viewed it, 0 screenshots, and it lasted 13 seconds, right? And the duration. So I can go back and check some other stats too. Let's check a better one. Let's go with this one, software I'm working on. So here are all the oh, that's cool. Story view. I didn't even see this. So we also have the story view. So it tells you directly. Now I know this is really weird looking, but it's only because in this story there were so many snaps, right? 24 snaps. What we're gonna have is it's gonna be laid out better. But you can see each snap, the opens, and the percentage watched for each one. You see, 69%, 69, 69. 73%, right? 66, right? You can see where people started dropping off. You can then say, okay, well, who's my most engaged person on this particular story? It was this person right here. How about the person that skipped my snaps? Okay, here are the people that actually skipped through my snaps, right? You see that? You know why this is powerful? Because you can then say, okay, well, you know, some of these might be, you know, you can know if they're your friends or they're your followers. You know, you can know how committed they are to you based on whatever content you're creating. Snaps watched, right? Who stayed the longest, you know, for each story. And so it really drills down and gives you the data that you probably are looking for as it relates to how this is doing. So this total snap, right? This total story had 816 views, and the duration is 209, right? 209 seconds. And so this had a really decent reach, right? Because this is the total cumulative view for that story in that day. And this is the power of Snapchat, is that it is a different medium by which people connect and engage with you. So it's a very, very powerful tool. And of course, as I said, we are just, you know, we have the data. We're just finishing it up. We're going to roll it into Fullscope very, very soon here. And just as an FYI, this type of data is the type of data that you'd see on Periscope Analytics. Something like, oh, sorry, I meant to say Snapchat Analytics. This is the type of detailed Snapchat analytics that you would see in companies like this, right? Snapalytics, who works with Ben & Jerry's, City of Las Vegas, Marriott, Vodafone. And here's their pricing. I just want you to be clear that this is the pricing that they have for what they do with Snapchat. And again, there's not a difference between what they're sharing and what we're sharing, okay? But because we're so new, because we're, obviously the design isn't even done yet, but the actual content is there already. We have something super special that we're doing for you. We're making this really easy to get access to, and really easy to get access to it at a super early bird price, to where you're getting something that very few people have right now, which is incredible. This detail, this stuff is the type of stuff you really want to know. So anyway, this is the type of caliber and enterprise level software that we have, that we're building. But the price for it is really, really competitive right now. So that's what we have. We have the ability to put your emails in. You can export a CSV file, and we're rolling in the Snapchat analytics, which is hugely powerful. So what I want to talk to you guys, I want to finish up with this and talk to you and just thank those who have already been supporting us in this, since the beginning. Okay, you guys who have been supporting us since the beginning, you're amazing, and I really appreciate all that you've done for us. Pretty soon, I'm going to answer some of your questions. Okay, I'm gonna go in and answer some of your questions, but I do want to I want to make this pretty clear here. So we just want to thank all who've supported us. And that's why we've decided to offer an early bird release of the premium and what we call the influencer version of Fullscope.tv at a one-time price, okay? So today we are including Fullscope.tv, the influencer package, and my online course, OnlineBroadcasts.com, as a bundle package. Now, if you want to know what Online Broadcast is, you could actually go to the page and you'll see a video where in the video I talk about what I feel is important about live video, and there are people that talk about my training, what they've used in my training, okay? Now, I might go to the page at the end of this, but you can, of course, go in and watch that. So let me just explain the normal price for some of this stuff. So the normal investment for Online Broadcast, just the course itself that teaches everything you want to know about live or broadcasting your message out to the world in live video, is $497. But today we've bundled it together with Fullscope TV Premium, the influencer package. And here's the other thing. The business influencer package for Fullscope is going to be $129 a month, okay? $129 a month is the minimum that we're going to be doing it. And the new page for Fullscope is coming out very soon, the new sales page. And this is kind of a pre-launch to that page. So it's kind of like me saying, hey, by the way, thank you for being, our most engaged people, the people that, come through and that are that are using the tool and loving it. We want to do something special for you. So this is going to be a $129. This particular package that includes the Snapchat analytics, includes all the Snap and Story reach, analyze follower and friend growth, plus everything in the broadcaster package, the Twitter ID, download and retargeting, the Periscope list building, and the email APIs, the auto share broadcast stats, and as I said, all the analytics that you would get in for Periscope. It's all included in the business influencer. The only difference between the business influencer and the agency level is that we, at the agency level, they're going to be able to do paid collabs, which means they will have the ability to have gateways put up to where someone can pay for the ability to watch the members, or they can opt in. And that's what the $299 level is going to be, right? And that's really the biggest difference between these two levels. But what you get right now is this level, the business influencer, which has all the list building features. It has the Snapchat analytics. It has the Periscope analytics. It has pretty much everything we have in there now, and additional upgrades for lifetime access. That's the power of it. So the typical price for the combo is $497 plus $129 a month. So after 12 months, it would be $1,548 plus $497 is about $2,045 a year, which actually, because it's a recurring product, would be $1,548 a year after that. But today and for the rest of the week, you can get in at a one-time price or 3 simple installment options. So today's price right now till actually midnight tonight. This is till midnight tonight. If you're watching this broadcast after Tuesday midnight, the $779 probably will not be there, but you will still be able to get access to a one-time price still up until the end of this week. So today's price is $779 or 3 payments of $297 right now till midnight tonight. After midnight, the price goes up to $997 or 3 payments of $370. Okay, 3 payments of $370, and that's what happens today. So you can get in, as you know, for lifetime access for as little as $297 right now to get access to all of what Fullscope can do for you, and you can finally start list building. Excuse me. Now, total bundle offer ends Saturday, August 27th, okay? All you have to do is go to fullscope.tv/bundle today and scroll to the bottom to take advantage of the offer, all right? And that's it, fullscope.tv/bundle. Or if you're watching from this page, you have probably 2 options. You might see something directly under this video with an option to buy, or scroll down lower and there's a link in the description area on this particular page that you will also possibly, you will probably also see, okay? So you go there now, make sure that works. I just want to make sure that would, that works for you, okay? Let's see here. And if you don't see it, what you're going to want to do is go to fullscope.tv/bundle, okay? Fullscope.tv/bundle today. Okay, that's what you're going to want to do. Fullscope.tv/bundle. Okay. All right. That will get you access to this program. You can write it down, click on there. Let me know that it worked, that you went there and you checked it out. Okay. Okay, cool. I'm going to ask now if you guys have any questions on anything. Okay, Keith said, how do you use the collab feature? Well, you essentially, with the collab feature, Keith, you aggregate different data together. Okay, first go write this down, fullscope.tv/bundle. And what I'll do is I'll show you the collab feature as well here, so you can kind of get an idea of how the collab works. So because the collab is pretty cool, you would essentially create a new collab right here, right? And when you create a collab, you would essentially go in and aggregate some of your video content. So let's say I want to do my, all of my I call it social media videos, right? This is a accumulation of my social media videos. Learn more at kczeman.com, right? And I can hyperlink this, right? Copy. I can link this to my website. Link. Now it's linked to my website. I can upload an image. Documents. Hold on. Okay, it's added an image. It finds the URL, collab URL, social media video. I save and continue. And now what it does is now I can start looking for videos all around social media. So social, and these are our tags. So social media, right? Live video, okay? And these are keywords. So these are like hashtags and keywords. And usually, here's the thing about them, is that you can use them hand in hand. Like I normally type in the same thing, and then I match all keywords and tags. Or actually any keywords and tags. So it's gonna find any of these, okay? If you find all, they have to be very specific to all of them. But I'm gonna find any keyword or tag in this grouping here, right? Social media, Twitter. Okay, I'm gonna now go back to determine how far back I want to go. So let's say I want to look at all the videos that were uploaded since March 1st and ending, into the future here. And I can look at my broadcasts, all broadcasts of people that have rolled in all of their videos, into the public collab, or specific other broadcasters like Shalene Johnson. So I can like pull Shalene in and a few other people depending on if I'm like doing something with them. But I'm going to go with all broadcasts and I'm going to go search. Now it's going to take some time to go search and find all the videos that have that. Okay, there's 284 broadcasts selected with these tags, keywords. I can go down and scroll down and see them, right? And now I can then, when I get to the bottom, right? So there's a big here. Let's scroll down to the bottom. There we go. Save and continue. And now I have a brand new collab that has brought in, several broadcasters. There's 21,000 views, 7 web viewers, 14,000 replays, 1.4 million hearts, 850 hearts. And now I can see their videos and how some of these videos perform. So, for instance, this one obviously was mine, had 287 people, 171 comments, et cetera, right? So now you have this ability to filter people in. And now you can also siphon this off by seeing what the most popular broadcasts were, right? These are the most popular broadcasts. Of course, here's Kim Garst, who is Mrs. Popular herself. There's viewers. You can filter by viewers. You filter by hearts, right? You shares, right? So you can see who was sharing the most and things like that. So this is how collab works. The collab feature works. I hope that makes sense. Again, where you're going to go is fullscope.tv /bundle fullscope.tv /bundle today, right? And when you do, this is, by the way, the brand new page for Fullscope. This is not out yet, but this is coming soon. So this is the brand new Fullscope sales page that's coming out very soon. We're not done quite yet with it, right? But it's rolling out very, very soon. So be on the lookout when we do roll it out. But today, you're going to go to fullscope.tv /bundle. It's going to bring you into this particular page, and you're going to see a couple things. You're first going to see the video that will tell you more about Online Broadcast, my program, okay? And if you scroll down, you can continue to know more about what Fullscope is, as you can see here, right? Yeah, so you can get an idea of Fullscope. Here's the training, Online Broadcasts, right? So now I start going into detail about Online Broadcasts, so you can understand what's the training that I'm teaching and how I'm coupling them all together. And you can see, from different people just like you who have gone through stuff like this or wanting to. Here's Melo Garcia, who built a list of 2,000 leads from Periscope after she, learned how to build her list from me. And she actually came to the house. Here's some people that actually came to the house, and we did a live video masterclass here. So it's pretty cool stuff here. And you can see what we have going on this page itself. Okay, so very cool. There we go. All right, now let me see if there are any other questions that we have. Snapchat comedian and Reverend Brat here. Awesome, Lana. Two-part question. What differentiates your Snapchat analytic capability from other tools, i.e. Snapalytics? 2, if brands asked where the Snap analytic data comes from, was it built in-house? Yes, we built our Snapchat analytics in-house for sure. What's different? I feel like we are means because I've created an already existing algorithm for engagement with Fullscope, okay, and Periscope. So we take that same algorithm and apply that same engagement algorithm to Snapchat. We can in fact take that same engagement algorithm and take it to any platform, and that's what the power is. So agencies can use with multiple Snapchat accounts. So here's the thing about this. We have this right now to where if you buy this, you get 5 additional accounts. 5 additional accounts, okay? That means that you can have 5 of your customers, clients, friends have access to this, okay? When we do launch this out, when we're finally ready for it to go live, you're going to see It's, let's see, here we go, right? Let me find that right here. Here we go. Each one of these is going to have several uses. So an agency level will be able to say use probably up to 10 additional licenses. This is going to be 5. This is the one you guys get. This is, I think we're doing at 3, and this is an additional 1. And then there's going to be another level, which is enterprise, which can be if you want to request, say, 20, 30, 40, 50 accounts. That's where you get the enterprise. Or have you partnered with some brands I'm talking to will want me to be able to answer this? No, we've built it ourselves. This is an in-house platform that we built, Lana. But thank you. That's a great question that you have. Let me see what else we have. Yeah, if I have a premium, can I use for more than one Periscope account? Great. So I hope I'm answering this question for you. So you have the ability to do 5 additional accounts, when you get access to this. And you'll see it on this page, okay? You'll see that we have, we're offering up 5 additional licenses, right? Here it is right here, brand new. We're giving you the ability to upload 5 additional Fullscope accounts to the premium level. This ends at the end of this promotion, okay? This ends at the end of this promotion. So if I manage analytics for a client, do I need a separate account? Yes, you would need a separate account if you manage for analytics. When do you expect the Snapchat analytics to go live? So it's going to go live very soon. We are just going to finish up the design. We already have all the stuff that we need for the actual software development. Now we're just working on the design. We want to make it a little more design friendly. Bonuses are also present by 27/8. The bonuses that are there are going to be available till Saturday. Okay, all the bonuses, everything is available till Saturday, but there is a price increase happening tonight. That's what you should understand. Price increase happening tonight. Bonuses and everything on the page is still available till Saturday. Okay. Okay, Ramona. I joined late. Can Fullscope.tv connect to Facebook Live? Not yet, no. Will the email address type in the comments during the live video be hidden? No, they're not hidden, but you have to understand with Periscope, the comments go and they go away. They come in and they go away. So here's the thing. You want to let people know, hey, listen, you feel free to do this if you'd like. If you don't want to, go to my website. But by doing so like this, we've tested this out. People don't have a problem with putting their email in because they know that the email will vanish on the comment list after a while. Will Fullscope add the segmentation of where the subscribers watched when they entered their email address? That's a great question. Yes, we could probably do a tag to where you know where they've been added. But here's the thing. You can always create a tag in your own autoresponder. You can create different lists for different broadcasts if you want, or different topics of broadcast. But let me see what we can potentially do with sending an API where you can say, broadcast, this was the title, this was the date type of thing. Do we support ConvertKit? I don't think ConvertKit as of yet. The ones that we do support is found, let's see, the ones that we do support here are right here. ActiveCampaign, Aweber, Constant Contact, GetResponse, iContact, Infusionsoft, MailChimp, and Ontraport. Now we will add more, and we will also have the ability to do HTML too. But this is what we incorporate with at the moment. And you can do an Aweber account for like $1 to start. So there are certain things you could do there. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to come to a close because my wife is going to be coming in pretty soon and I have to close shop. Do you feel this is for certain demographics, i.e. for most clients or doctors i.e. most of my clients are doctors and do not go on Periscope or Snapchat, or can this be used as a discovery tool? And if so, talk about the best demographics to use this with. Can you do the replay before midnight? I came in late. Yeah, we'll have the replay available. And to answer your question, here's the thing. The reason Periscope is powerful is because you have these hashtags that integrate with Twitter. And chances are tons of doctor offices use Twitter. And the thing about Periscope is the Periscope videos play within Twitter, in the Twitter feed. So yes, you're still connecting and engaging with people because Periscope is a different medium of live video to connect and engage with your audience. Even though they're not necessarily, doing live video themselves, they'll still consume from you, right? And you'll have searchability and discoverability with Twitter. And that same goes true with Snapchat. It's not so much 14-year-olds using it anymore. You have tons of people that are my age, I'm 42, that are using it, and older. In fact, the new demographic coming in there is between 34 and 44. That's the highest demographic that's coming in to Snapchat right now. Yeah, so what you would do is you'd ask people to put their email inside the comments. If you're a preacher, can I benefit from this? Absolutely, because you're going to want to build up an email list to essentially get people to come into your service, right? Come in and be a part of your congregation, right? Or connect on a wider level with people, a deeper level. The power of this stuff is that you're not limited to a one stage. You have a multiple stages to choose from, right? So absolutely, you could do it and build a worldwide following at the same time. Okay. Awesome, you guys. Again, that link is fullscope.tv/bundle. Fullscope.tv/bundle. I'm going to shut this down now, but come on in. Again, this ends tonight at midnight, this particular offer, okay? So this is the time to come in, right? This is the time to finally come in to take advantage of it, all right? All right, much love to you guys. Let me just bring myself back into the screen. Much love to you guys. Thank you so much for coming to this. Again, it's fullscope.tv/bundle. Come there, get in there now. Come in and take action before midnight tonight to get that $200 discount. You can, of course, buy after the fact till Saturday for a one-time price still or 3 payment option. But after Saturday, that's when we're going to start rolling in the new payment plan and the new sales page for fullscope.tv. But you guys are awesome. So much love to you. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Take care and have an awesome day.